The difference may be that like we're not all in one city, you know, so we're not around each other like all the time, you know, so.
So Monster did have a lawsuit against them. And the lawsuit was because out of all of the like upper level people on the corporate side, not the team itself, but like in the corporate offices of Monster, there was not a single African American person represented. How, like, if you will, how does that make you feel? Or like, what's your response to that?
Yeah. No comment on the lawsuit.
No doubt. No doubt.
but in terms of just the idea of the reality that we live in, of still having to struggle with representation in, you know, decision-making rooms, you know, that's a reality, you know, so that's a reality. And I think probably 99%, you know, okay, I can't give numbers because, yeah, I may be incorrect, you know.
More than we like. More than we would like to see.
More than we like, but within large numbers of corporations and, you know, organizations, period, you know. So, so knowing that we still deal with that is something that still doesn't feel good for me, you know. So.
Right.
That's, yeah, I can't lie about that, you know, like, knowing that that's still the issue, you know, and,
Right.
and I think, I mean, obviously it's been an issue for a very, very, very long time. But it's obviously been more so on the forefront during this year, you know, because everything is just more so on the forefront. And, during this year, you know, because we have more time, right? So,
and like I said, I just wanted to ask because, you know, Monster, they have like participating in breaking. That's a diverse thing to participate in. The team itself, when you look at the members on the team, there's diversity there. And I just thought that was interesting. So thanks for, you know, sharing your opinion on that.
Alright, Charles, so here's the deal. Breaking just became an Olympic sport and will be represented at the 2024 Paris Games. Rocksteady crew legend Crazy Legs, real name Richard Colin, was asked to be involved, but his future with the Olympics could be in jeopardy. On Wednesday, December 16th, a petition started circulating online claiming that the often celebrated breaker has a long history of sending photos of young women, essentially accusing Crazy Legs of sexually assault. Consequently, the people behind the petition, identified as bboy and bgirl, are pleading with the International Olympic Committee to take action.
Now, Miss Macca, in the last, you know, as of this recording, within the last couple of days, there's been a major fallout in the breaking community about Crazy Legs and some of the allegations against him from the bgirl community at large. And not to dogpile on him at all, this is not a Crazy Legs problem. This has been a breaking community problem. So when you hear such a prominent figure like a Crazy Legs and you hear these allegations and that he substantiated with his apologies, and then you you hear this, what are your first thoughts?
So my first thoughts are, sadly, of course, that, well, my first thoughts are, damn, you know, just, you know, just to be honest, right? Damn, right. You know, like in terms of him, but in terms of the breaking community, period, my first thoughts are, this is part of humanity. This is no different, you know, from what goes on in a human experience, period, you know, from what goes on in society. So I'm not shocked, you know.
Right.
My first thoughts are, I'm not shocked, you know, because men are part of the human race, right? And men are a part of society. I'm not going to just necessarily say just men, but toxic behavior is a part of humans, humanity in the society, period. And since we as humans participate in humanity and society as a whole, we as b-boys and b-girls participate in all that as a whole. We bring that to whatever subgroup we're in, to whatever subculture we're in. So
not to cut you off, but I have to jump in.
Yeah.
I am so happy that you said toxic behavior. I have been in many a debate on this, that toxic masculinity word. And I have always tried to say there's no such thing as toxic masculinity. There's just a-hole behavior in humans. So when you say toxic behavior, that to me, that's saying the same thing I'm saying. And I appreciate you for that, but I'm sorry, my bad. Let me go back to being quiet.
Yes, but yeah, and that's the reality. So, and because it's, although within the breaking community, overwhelmingly that toxic behavior has been expressed by men within the community, but it's still just toxic behavior, right? So it's not excluding anybody, women, whoever, like we all can obviously, express toxic behavior, so, but in terms of this instance and the issue of this type of toxic behavior has been overwhelmingly, perpetrated by men, within the breaking community. So yeah, so in terms of that's why I say, specifically within hip hop, I have it specifically within the people that started hip hop, and the kids that, grew up within hip hop and, in the late 60s, early 70s, right? Like, and knowing obviously what was going on then, and knowing, and knowing that the spaces and energy that they were coming out of, in the toxic energy that they were coming out of, it's only going to happen that gets, recycled within this subculture that we're in, So to me, it's not just one person that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's not it, to me, it's the root itself that's the problem, right? So it's and it's getting to that and understanding that we need to do something about that, so that change needs to happen in terms of that, because if we're just focusing on one person, there's no change that's going to happen, just removing that one person is not the answer. It's not. We need to focus on the root, so and I believe it's so freaking layered, it's so layered. It's so, if we talk about hip hop, if we want to, talk about it, it's so layered within the music. It's so layered within, and all these artists that we look up to, that we play on a regular, it's so like, it becomes frustrating when you have to think about like, okay, where do we start really? And where do we?
Yeah, because to your point, when you're talking about like major, let's just call them mainstream artists, right? Minus maybe like the Kendrick Lamars, we'll put him off to the side, and a couple others in that vein. But the average rapper coming up, they've sold every drug.
Yeah.
More today, they've taken every drug.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
They've slept with every female, and they've killed every other male on earth. So basically, they just by themselves on earth because they've killed everybody, slept with everybody, so on and so forth. So yeah, and what they say, hurt people. So to your other point is that getting to the roots of these problems would be very much more, I guess, it'd be very much more helpful to get to the roots, because that is what's producing the fruit, not the fruit itself.
Yes. and also in a thing, because it took me, a while to figure out also what to really say. And I think people jump to wanting to say something and, express, their feelings and, be the doctor and be the expert and be the, be all this, and just like bash, 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 So for me, also representing myself and also, knowing my own experiences as well. Also, being a part of, so I'm also a part of Guerrilla Tactics,
No, ties to the wall. Tiro tura here, ties to the wall. No, Atir Huraru, Akitaru, ties to the wall. Thank you for this beautiful day here today, bringing our people here together from all directions, all colors, all backgrounds here. In a good way for a beautiful time, a special occasion for this couple here and all their friends, family, extended family, that we can come here and share this day together, a beautiful day together, and do things that we love to do. And ask you to bless all of our friends, family here, extended family, in their life, in their journey.
I can take you anywhere, but can you take me home? A place where I belong and I can call my own, where I can get lost and get caught up in my zone.
Which focuses on, the femme expression within hip hop and, and representation and giving voices to women within and specifically Black and Indigenous people, within hip hop as well. But I was talking to my sister, Ella Katrina, who I have Guerrilla Tactics with. And, and we were just also talking about how, the focus is so much on legs, who you reap what you sow, of course, and your karma is, what you do, and your karma will always come up, So, but the fact that, people are so just focused on him, it just doesn't help us as a community, because one, it's so much focus on him that people aren't the focus needs to be on the survivors as well, so
okay.
On, the healing of the survivors, right? Mm-hmm. So the narrative right now is just letting, him have so much shine and, and what does that make the, survivors feel, because they constantly have to, see all this focus on him. Right. But so we were also looking at this, this alternative that's, this alternative approach that has been studied and that experts, suggest compared to, the traditional, prison and approach like that, systematic approach like that, because every person is different, every person is different, their experience is different, and it's I can't even play around with that, with giving that advice, because it's too layered. It's really too layered. And I can't speak for anybody else, everybody has their own time, and it doesn't diminish diminish the person just because you're coming out at a later time, it doesn't,
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure that you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace until the next episode.